A terrific evening. Look at Old Town there. The historic city of Boston is our backdrop tonight. It's the home of the Celtics here in Boston as 2K Sports brings you today's action live with Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we have a surprise guest, folks. Here he is, the four-time All-NBA first-teamer, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, which is probably most happy about, most proud of, Kevin Garnett. Thanks so much for joining us for the game.
Man. Thank you for having me, man. Shout out to 2K. You know what it is, 2K? Right. OBF all day, you know? Yeah.
You can't play 2K while we're doing 2K.
No, we can't play it right now, but I'm waiting. Shout to Shaq on this cover. Shout to my dog Shaq. That's dope. That's what's up. I'm Gas Shaq is on there. Right. Love that. That's what's up. These are deserving, man. That's what's up.
It'll be the Celtics off the tip. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the floor for San Antonio, Aldridge and Kawhi Leonard. The fans out there watching this, Kev, can you talk about why it's so incredibly difficult to win an NBA title, to become a champion? Why is it such a tough process?
Well, just imagine having a goal and you're not pursuing the goal by yourself. Say you and somebody else.
Relying on somebody else.
Relying on somebody else, okay? So let's just say you and someone are doing something, walking up a hill. Y'all getting ready to go walk up a hill. Well, the speed in which you want to walk at might be different from the other person. And what you realize about when you're trying to reach any goal is that you have to be connected. You have to be understanding of, we're going to walk up here together like at this speed, like this, or we're going fast, we're going slow. It has to be a great level of communication and understanding. At the same time, you have to have the same work ethic because you have to understand you're together. And you don't get to go at this level and leave someone behind. You have to actually, if you got to pull them, you got to keep up, whatever it is. All this goes into trying to win.
It sure does. That's right. Kevin, when you entered the draft, no player had made the jump from high school to the NBA in 20 years. And what were your emotions when your name was called number 5 overall?
Oh, man, I remember that. It was
17 years old?
17, just turning 18 at the time. I was in like a whirlwind, to be honest. A lot of people don't know it's a lot of stuff that goes up into the draft. You know, things that I wasn't aware of. You're training twice a day. You know, you're trying to get ready for the combine. You're trying to get ready for pre-draft. You got to do workouts. This is all new to me. On top of still going to high school, trying to, graduate and stuff. So I figured it out. I hustled and I bustled and I juggled a bunch of different things. But once your name is called, it's almost like the culmination. It all comes together. It's a special moment for just you and your family and your loved ones and ones around you. And when my name was called, it felt like the world had stopped and everything was going very slow.
Kevin, growing up watching the game of basketball, who were some of your earliest influences?
My early influences in the game of basketball was Magic Johnson, obviously Michael Jordan, and then Chris Webber. Chris Webber, Malik Sealy was kind of like the younger generation of my inspiration. Yeah. St. John's was one of the destinations. Michigan was one of my college destinations. So those guys were my natural inspirations early on when I was young.
Yeah. And it's Brown missing.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And KG, you're retired from the game now, and you're stepping into the broadcast business a little bit now, aren't you?
Man, you see me?
How do you like it?
You know what? Area 21 is something that is authentic. It's me. I'm having a great time watching the games. It's really cool being a fan now. I can root for people I want to root for. I don't have to worry about preparing and who I'm a guard and I'm getting the tea. So you know what? It's a great time. It's work. It's not just you go on there and you have a bunch of fun. We actually get some things done, but we have a great time, man.
You're a natural.
Hey, Kev, listen, watching you, being around you, man, the great, rest in peace to Craig, Ernie, Charles, all these great influences, man, has definitely helped. Not just me, but our younger generations of broadcasters, man. It's totally, I didn't see this being my lane, but I'm having fun with it.
Doing a great job. Kevin, coming out of high school, you were relatively mature for your age, at 17 turning 18, but do you ever regret not trying college and just seeing what that experience would have been like? I mean, it's such a long time ago, but you've had some chance probably to get some perspective on both sides of that story.
You know what, Kev? I look at it like the unknown is the unknown. Obviously, I've had friends that went to college. Some of my best friends went to college, and I think I've kind of lived it through them a little bit. Listen, when you have responsibility early in life,
Which you did.
which I did,
Yes.
and you know, so from a mature level, things that interest me are not that interesting as you get older, especially when you have to deal with a vigorous schedule of an NBA schedule. I wasn't able to, you know, be the 17, 18-year-old to chill, have, you know, lean on the parents a little bit, be able to be at home, you know, coming home through the weekends. You know, I had a real life that I was responsible for, and I was growing something. I was building something. You know, I was trying to not just be a young player in our league, but a young businessman wanting to establish something for myself, my friends, my family. You can't do those things thinking like a normal 17, 18-year-old. You're taking pieces from grown men around you all the time. You're around people who need something all the time. At some point, you have to put all this together. You have to make it work for you, and you have to put your spin on it for how it works for you and your brand. And you have to be innovative with that. You have to be creative with that. You have to have a vision.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot to consider. 1:44 left to play in the first quarter. Kevin, it's been said that some guys hated to play against you. Is there someone you hated to play against for whatever reason?
No.
You enjoyed every challenge?
I enjoyed every competitor because on the offensive side of the ball, I was always challenged when to use counters or what type of moves I was using. I took a lot of pride in having a variety of moves for different types of defenses. And each guy is going to bring out a different side of the offense in you. And then turning around and then being that defender and being able to guard the post player or the post or whatever the post player was or whatever. Rasheed Wallace was always a tough guard. Tim Duncan was always a tough guard. Zach Randolph was always a tough guard. Chris Webber, Dice, Karl Malone.
Great names. Spurs working the ball around now. Picked his pocket. Here's Rozier. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Miami.
And he also drew a lot of fouls, forcing the defense to react to his aggressive style of play.
Pass to Tatum. Just 5 to shoot. They set the pick. Leonard with the steal. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Gay. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Spurs lead by 4.
You love how Gay just charges straight out of the hoop. Does not matter who is in his way.
Here's Rozier. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Here's Tatum. And the shot is long. Anderson wide open. Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the San Antonio Spurs. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. We come back right after this. And now the second quarter. So Boston ends up going with a new group. And Kevin, you played for some great coaches, but is there any coach you would have been interested to work with that just didn't get a chance to? Say, you know, Greg Popovich or Phil Jackson.
You know, those are great coaches. I've had very, very little time with those guys.
Maybe in all-star games and things like that.
I have. But, you know, when you do all-star games, you let yourself go. You know, you open up yourself to try to, you know, be there and be present with the guys. Yes. Open up, you know, hey, what's up? What's been up with you? How's the year for y'all? Y'all playing well. We're going to beat y'all when we see y'all, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, you're very cordial. And, you know, you're not talking too much about X's and O's. But you do share perspectives. You do share, you know, philosophies. Pop is a great mind. I had the chance to sit with him a couple times. Phil's a great mind. Phil is super deep and loves the philosophy of. I haven't had a lot of time with those guys. Doc Rivers, you know, shout to Doc. And, you know, I know he doesn't get a lot for his philosophies, but he's very enriched with philosophies and styles and bringing teams together and trying to make sure that guys stay connected, stimulated. He would always tell us, never get bored with the process.
Wow, that's so intriguing. Interesting to hear. On the floor for San Antonio, Aldridge is at the 4 with Gasol at the 5. EJ out there with Murray, and it's Green in at the 3. And people may not know, KG, that you're not just a broadcaster for 2K, but you're a member of the 2K community.
Have you been keeping up with the community, man?
Oh, yeah, very much so.
Man, listen, shout out to all the 2K players out there. I'm Jizzle Lord. Y'all know what it is. I'm Jizzle Lord 5. Shout out to my OBF team. Y'all know what it is. Shout out to Dex. Shout out to Bug. Shout out to everybody out there playing. Wow. Right. We definitely.
Wow.
It's all good. You know, I'm OBF. I'm about the team. I'm gang. You know what it is. Jizzle Lord. Y'all holler at me. Y'all know what it is, 2K. Right.
Smart with the ball. He has 5. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. 10 points for Marcus Morris.
But it's nice to have an option like him every time down the court.
Well, it was the Boston Celtics winning their last game against the Heat at the American Airlines Arena. And KG, so great to see you. It takes me back. It really does.
A lot of people don't know, man. We got real original ties, man.
Back to the beginning.
95, man. My original man right here.
Here he was, man. You were a thrill a minute, I'll tell you that.
Man,
a thrill a minute.
Now look at us. 21 years later, dog. Man, can you believe
We're still
this?
standing.
We are. They haven't caught on yet. Don't say anything. Keep it to you.
Okay. Kevin, we've all seen the evolution of the perimeter style offense. Do you think it'll ever go so far that we'll see the game come back to an inside-oriented offensive scheme?
I think right now that with pace being the way it is now, Kev, I don't see it necessarily going through or going back to playing through the post. Although you have to have an alternative. I think that you just can't be all three-pointers and layups. I think you have to have a constant flow of inside-outside. I think it helps to have a post player. I think having a post player or a true post player that can score and dominate the middle opens up threes and opens up ball movement.
You played during the transition too, didn't you? From a grinded-out type of game inside to the spacing that we have now.
I did, and I'd like to say that Doc Rivers started the small ball, and we were very, very keen on the small ball. So I think in today's game, you got to be able to shoot the three now and be able to handle the ball and put the ball on the floor and make decisions. So it shows that the game is transformed.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Kevin, Celtics coach Brad Stevens is known for getting the best out of his players. He said every NBA player has an elite strength. Some of them have 10 of them. Those guys are the very best in the league, right? But every one of them is here for a reason. There are times where you can really soar with that skill. Kevin?
And that's why Stevens is already one of the best coaches in the league, David. You've talked about him for a long time, getting maximum results from every one of his players. Puts it up from 12, misses off the right iron. Spurs trail by 5. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Murray. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Murray's got 7 now in this quarter.
Nice understanding of where to go with the pass there.
And here's Irving. 11 points in the game. In the hoop for his 4th field goal. 4 for 7 shooting and looking for more.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Now here's DJ. Guarded by Smart. Gasol kicks to Aldridge. Aldridge with a screen on Morris. 5 on the clock. He used that pick to perfection.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against the Indiana Pacers.
Fought extremely hard to win that game. They were exhausted, you could tell, but you can see what that win meant to them at the end of overtime.
Wants to get it to Smart and does, and he lays it straight in. Smart's got 7 points in the game.
And I love Smart pressing his advantage on the interior.
Adding a lot of flavor to the mix, Kevin Garnett. Kevin, thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure. Hope you join us again sometime.
Man, Kevin, it's always a pleasure, man. It's always great to see you, man. Anytime you need me, you holler at me, all right?
Future Hall of Famer and a terrific person, Kevin Garnett. What a treat it is, Greg, to have KG with us. Always offers so much insight. Played the game for an amazing 21 seasons.
Yeah, when he first entered the league, everybody was wowed by the athleticism. But what became more apparent really early on were the instincts for which he had for the game. And that's what he brings, I feel like, to the broadcast.
Back to Irving. Picked by Horford. Second chance shot. Irving can't hit.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Yeah, coming off a good pick, you want to get that. When he gets the separation he needs, I know he would love to have that one back.
Now here's Smart. He has 7. There's a good screen. Picked by Horford. Irving for 3. Doesn't go that time. Murray. No good there. What a performance for Kyrie Irving. He has been the story for the Boston.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, a back and...
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Some changes for Boston. Tatum, he's checked in for Marcus Morris. Brown comes in for Gordon Hayward. And it's Rozier in for Irving. The Spurs also changing it up. Rudy Gay's checked in for Gasol. DJ comes in for Danny Green. And it's Mills in for Parker. Smart and Brown outside on the wings. Tatum out there with Horford. And it's Rozier in at the point. That's the Boston 5. Their turnaround jumper. Gay misses.
They haven't been able to count on his scoring tonight, but still, here they are in the lead.
For Boston, they've gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Watching Jason Tatum, it's hard to find many faults in his game, Greg. He's strong inside and out and plays both ends of the floor equally well.
Yeah, kind of a jack of all trades, right, and master of none. He does everything reasonably well on the basketball floor, just doesn't do anything great. Having said that, though, Tatum is one of those guys that I think improves the overall IQ of your team, and terrific size at his position.
Now, here's DJ. Defense is right there. Gay against Brown. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Gay's got 8 points.
And Gay is very confident from the mid-range. When he has his feet under him, he's extremely reliable from there.
Horford sets a screen for Smart. Here's the screen. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. He's got 9.
Oh, he took a terrific angle right there off the screen, something they work on every day in practice.
Gay with it, picked up by Brown. DJ passes to Aldridge. Here's Leonard. And a great assist by Aldridge as that one goes in. Aldridge has got 3 assists in the game. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Leonard with the steal. A finish. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Nice shot by Smart.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
And Mills kicks to Leonard. To the inside. Here's Aldridge. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
They set the pick. We've got 1:48 left in the third quarter. Horford with it, picked up by Aldridge, and there it is for him. Horford's got his 2nd basket.
And Horford is a calm presence on the court and in the locker room. He simply skies up and buries jumpers routinely over stiff defense.
DJ dishes to Gay. Leonard off the pick from Collier. Four on the clock, and here's Leonard from 3. Offensive rebound, Aldridge. Pass to Mills. Now the feed to DJ. Aldridge a screen. Here's Collier, and at last they get one to fall.
And I like that they're not settling. Hitting the ball on the interior, 8 of their last 10 coming that way.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
They executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
Whether life or sports, that's all you can do. Stay committed to your brand of basketball and let the chips fall where they may.
San Antonio making a switch here. Murray's checked in. Here's Rozier. 7 points in the game. Brown wide open. He fires. A three-pointer, no good. Gay outside. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Yep, that one goes in there. Now it's a 6-point Spurs lead.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Picked by Horford. Brown outside. Puts up a three. Horford, no luck.
Now, he doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
Murray kicks to DJ. Leonard sets a screen for DJ. Second chance shot. Beyond the arc. Off target.
You love the heart that Brown plays with on D. Always doing his best to disrupt shooters.
And we've watched 3 so far in this one. Spurs lead by 6. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
Let's get about 3 or 4 stops in a row. Let's get something put together defensively. Offense will take care of itself. Both teams are scoring. Somebody's got to play D.
And Greg Popovich would very much like for his team to start locking things down defensively.
Yeah, I don't think coach is interested in snipering back and forth. I mean, he'd rather remove the other team's bullets than just to overpower them.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. On the floor for San Antonio starting the fourth quarter. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Rudy Gay. Then it's Tony Parker. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. And it's Collier in at the shooting guard position. Rozier kicks to Smart. Picked by Horford. And the foul on Marcus Smart. That's foul number 2 for him.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Here's Parker. Passes it to Aldridge. Brown against Gay. Shoots over Brown. Gay can't hit. Celtics trail by 6. And we've played through about a minute here in the fourth. Here's Rozier. Good D by Parker. And San Antonio shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. This is to Aldridge. Gay against Brown. Gay passes to Collier. Aldridge a screen. DJ kicks to Leonard. Just 5 on the clock. Over Tatum. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. And for the Celtics, they're shooting 47%, pretty solid. Now here's Smart. He's guarded by Collier. Horford, no luck.
Thought he was going to be able to take advantage of the D there. He had the space.
And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by DJ. 26 points for Kawhi Leonard.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
And the pass to Brown. This one for 3. Buries it from 3-point range.
Oh, you love to see Brown knock down the 3 ball, showing great strides in improving his range.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Brown against Gay. Aldridge left side. Shoots from 14. No good that time. Now Boston takes it the other way. They host the Kings after this game. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand. Here's Rozier, covered by Parker. Rozier, the pass to Brown. From deep, and the basket by Rozier.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
And the the Spurs last season. How about setting the all-time record for consecutive winning seasons?
And so it's Boston scraping by with the win. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Kyrie, big numbers for you tonight, and I always wonder what it's like to be in a zone like that offensively.
It was amazing. More importantly, we got the win, and I couldn't have done it without my teammates. They did a heck of a job of competing every single minute of this game. It took everybody's effort from our bench. It took a 15-man effort, and I'm glad we got the win.
15 men, but one man was the difference. Thanks, Kyrie. Back to you, Kevin.